Have you ever felt like your mind is cloudy, you forget frequently, or you have trouble concentrating? The truth is that these signs can be your brain's first warnings asking for help. In this revealing video, you will learn about 3 scientifically proven foods that fight brain inflammation, cleanse toxic waste, and even help prevent diseases such as Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and other forms of dementia, all in a natural, safe, and affordable way. Discover how turmeric, blueberries, and flaxseed are revolutionizing brain care after 50, and how to integrate them into your routine to protect your memory, mental clarity, and quality of life. With real data, recent studies, and exciting stories of those who regained their lucidity with the power of food, this video will change the way you view your brain health. Watch until the end to learn why science is calling these foods brain cleaners, and see how to use them today. Share with someone you love. We all have someone who needs to hear this before it's too late. Have you ever wondered why some elderly people keep their memories sharp until they're 90, while others start forgetting names, dates, and even their own children at 60? It's not just luck or genetics. Science has shown that what you put on your plate every day can be one of the biggest determinants of your brain's health, both preserving it and destroying it slowly, silently. In this video, you'll learn about the 3 foods with the greatest scientific evidence for preventing dementia and rejuvenating brain function. What's more, you'll learn how to integrate them into your routine in a practical and natural way. Because yes, it is possible to clean your brain from the inside, protect your memory, and even reverse small signs of forgetfulness before they turn into something bigger. It all starts with an enemy you may never have heard of: neuroinflammation. Unlike a headache or a fever, it is not felt as immediate pain. It is insidious. It erodes neural connections, disrupting communication between neurons and over time, leading to what doctors call synaptic death, when information stops circulating and the mind begins to fail. This is present in most cases of Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and other forms of dementia. But what you may not know is that this process can be stopped, and in some cases reversed, with compounds found in natural foods. The first of these is an old acquaintance of those who like natural spices: turmeric. Widely used in Ayurvedic medicine for over 4,000 years, it contains a substance called curcumin, a powerful antioxidant and natural anti-inflammatory. Studies from the University of California showed that people who consumed curcumin twice a day for 18 months showed a 28% improvement in memory and a reduction in beta amyloid plaques, precisely those associated with Alzheimer's. The study, published in the American Journal of Geriatric Psychiatry, followed adults with mild signs of memory loss and revealed that continuous consumption of turmeric also improved mood and ability to focus. And there's no need for any exotic rituals, just a teaspoon of turmeric in a glass of warm water with a pinch of black pepper to enhance absorption. Taken on an empty stomach or before bed, this small gesture can have a huge impact on your neurological future. Pepper is essential. It increases the bioavailability of curcumin by up to 2,000%, according to research from the University of Michigan. Now imagine the story of Donna Lucia, 74 years old, widow with 4 grandchildren and an increasingly silent routine. She began to notice that she would forget where she left her glasses, stop in the middle of sentences, and couldn't follow soap operas like before. It was then that, influenced by a friend, she started including turmeric in her afternoon tea every day with lemon and honey. 2 months later, he was able to do crosswords with ease again. 3 months later, she remembered all her grandchildren's birthdays. And at a family lunch, she surprised everyone when she recited her grandmother's old walnut cake recipe from memory. "It was like a fog had lifted from my mind," she said. The explanation lies in chemistry. Curcumin helps increase levels of BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, a protein that acts as a fertilizer for neurons, stimulating the growth of new connections. This means more memory, more clarity, and faster thinking. But of course, one ingredient alone doesn't work miracles. Food should be the whole package. And that's why the second food on this list is even more impressive, for its simplicity and for being easily available in any supermarket. It not only cleanses the toxic waste accumulated in the brain, but also activates specific areas of memory and cognition. In studies with elderly people, this food was able to reverse initial symptoms of dementia in less than 10 weeks. And you might already have it in your fridge right now. In the next section, we'll reveal what this food is and how it acts on the brain. Get ready, because it could change your morning routine forever. The second food that cleanses the brain and prevents dementia is small, sweet, and deep blue. We're talking about blueberries, also known as blueberries. These seemingly harmless little fruits are, in fact, biochemical weapons against brain aging. Rich in anthocyanins, flavonoids, and ellagic acid, they have the unique ability to cross the blood-brain barrier, a layer that protects the brain, and act directly on neurons, eliminating free radicals and strengthening synapses weakened by time. In 2016, a study conducted by the University of Cincinnati Academic Health Center, published in the Journal of Agricultural and Food Chemistry, evaluated elderly individuals with mild memory impairment. After 12 weeks of consuming concentrated blueberry juice daily, participants demonstrated improved performance on tests of verbal memory and learning. Brain imaging scans revealed increased activity in areas associated with cognition and working memory, such as the hippocampus and prefrontal cortex. But the most impressive was the clinical report of one of the patients monitored outside the laboratory. His name was Herman, 69 years old, retired, a former history teacher. In recent years, he had lost the fluency of his speech and the ability to remember simple sequences, such as the route to the school where he had taught for decades. His son, dissatisfied, sought natural approaches and began a diet with organic blueberries for breakfast, combined with natural yogurt and chia. Over time, Herman has been able to recall the names of former students, reconstruct stories from the past, and even participate in a local radio debate about World War II. The emotion in his voice when he says, "I thought I was lost forever," is the kind of thing that no lab data can convey. The secret lies in the action of polyphenols, substances that, in addition to eliminating inflammation, stimulate the release of dopamine and serotonin, neurotransmitters linked to motivation, mood, and the ability to concentrate. And if this sounds too good to be true, just look at long-lived populations such as the centenarians of Okinawa, Japan, and Nicoya, Costa Rica, who consume colorful, antioxidant-rich foods every day and have very low rates of dementia. You can include blueberries in your routine in a simple way: a handful a day for breakfast, in juices, salads, or as a snack. If you can't find fresh blueberries, frozen versions retain many of their properties. And even freeze-dried extract in capsules, as long as it is of good quality, can be an ally in more practical routines. But what few people know is that there is a third food that not only cleanses and protects the brain, but also helps rebuild what has been damaged. It acts as a natural neural restorer, capable of reversing early symptoms of cognitive decline, increasing brain plasticity, and significantly improving the quality of deep sleep. Precisely the stage of sleep in which the brain performs its most intense cleaning. This food is not exotic. It does not come from the other side of the world. And perhaps you have already eaten it today without knowing that you were in front of one of the most neuroprotective substances that exist. In the next section, you will find out what this food is and why it is being studied by scientists from Harvard, Cambridge, and Stanford at the same time. If you are over 50, this revelation could change the way you view your diet forever. The third food that cleanses the brain and prevents dementia is not rare, not expensive, and not hard to find. In fact, it is one of the most complete sources of essential fatty acids and has been nicknamed by neurologists as lubricating oil for the brain. We are talking about flaxseed, especially in its crushed form or in cold-pressed oil. Flaxseed is the largest plant source of alpha-linolenic acid, ALA, a type of omega-3 that, despite being different from that found in fish, also actively participates in the construction of neuron membranes, the reduction of brain inflammation, and the production of neurotransmitters such as dopamine and serotonin. In a study published in Frontiers in Aging Neuroscience, researchers found that diets rich in ALA were associated with a lower risk of cognitive decline in older adults over 65. Another study conducted by Laval University in Canada showed that flaxseed supplementation for 6 months improved mental processing speed and emotional stability in older adults. The results suggest that ALA, when consumed regularly, helps maintain the structural integrity of the brain and optimizes synaptic plasticity. And perhaps the most powerful part of this story is not in the numbers, but in the lives transformed by simple gestures. Like the story of Donna Ilda, 82, who lived an isolated, repetitive life and showed early signs of dementia. After receiving nutritional guidance, her granddaughter began to prepare a morning smoothie with banana, plant-based milk, ground golden flaxseed, and a pinch of cinnamon. In 4 weeks, she was more active, could talk fluently, and even started knitting again, a skill she thought she had lost. The doctor who was treating her said, her improvement was not just nutritional, it was emotional and social, as if she had reconnected parts of her own identity. Flaxseed not only reduces inflammation and strengthens neurons, it also balances hormones, regulates the intestines, directly linked to the production of serotonin, and improves the quality of sleep. That is why it should always be consumed crushed, in doses of 1 to 2 spoons per day, and can be mixed into juices, smoothies, soups, or yogurts. It is worth remembering, flaxseed oil is also effective, but it should always be cold-pressed and kept away from light to avoid oxidation. Throughout this video, you learned about the 3 foods with the most scientific evidence for fighting brain degeneration: turmeric, blueberries, and flaxseed. But the real key isn't just knowing these names, it's making this a daily ritual. Because the brain responds to consistency. It doesn't change with magic pills or overnight miracles, it changes with habit, with discipline, with choices. And perhaps the greatest power of all this lies within you, in your decision not to wait for a breakdown to act, to not accept that forgetting things is normal for your age, to not believe that all is lost, because it is not. Neuroscience today shows that the brain can indeed regenerate, and food is the most powerful and safe way to activate this process. So, if you've made it this far, here's the challenge. Choose one of the 3 foods featured in this video and introduce it into your routine today, not tomorrow. Today. Write in the comments which one you're going to start using, and if you want, share it with someone you love who needs to protect their mind. Remember, the brain you'll have at 80 starts being built with the teaspoon you put in your mouth at 50. The choice is yours, and so is your future. Comment below which food you will include first in your routine, and inspire more people to take care of their brain with simple actions. Subscribe to the channel and activate the bell for more videos on longevity, memory, health, and vitality after 50.